Welcome to the Sarah Scoop Show. It's time to get the scoop with Sarah.
My name is Ben Milliken, and I'm star in the new movie Mighty Oak, available on Apple TV and Amazon Prime. Mighty Oak is it's a family dramedy that centers around the story of a band. So you have the band manager Gina, who is played by Janel Parish. She is kind of shepherding this band that is fronted by her brother, and they're like brother and sister, best friends, joined at the hip. And this band's really about to make it big. And on the night of their first huge show, they're driving into LA from San Diego to go and play the show, and they get in a horrific car accident. And that car accident, it kills the front man, and basically shatters everybody's life. It splits the band apart. It shatters everybody's dreams, and Gina is left with the loss of her best friend. I play the drummer, Darby, who was also driving the car, but it wasn't his fault. And so you cut to 10 years later, everybody's kind of gone their separate ways. I'm working in a record store. Other people are working in cafes, restaurants, all sorts. And they stumble across in one of the cafes that the character of Pedro works at, played by Carlos Penavega. They stumble across this 10-year-old boy who is an absolute genius on the guitar. And he has all of the same mannerisms and singing abilities, and he kind of picks up all of the songs of this band that we haven't played together in 10 years. Gina sees this and becomes convinced that he is the reincarnation of her late brother, frontman of the band, and sets on a mission to get the band back together. We're all start getting back together and start playing shows again, led by his 10-year-old boy. And the story goes from there. It's really a story about unity, and it's a story about family and sticking together, and coping with loss and tragedy in your life, and being around those who, sometimes you're born with a family, and sometimes you choose a tribe. You choose a family, and this movie is very much about that. My role specifically, so he's the drummer of the band. He's so you know how in every group of friends you've got that one friend that always says something. It's either way out of left field or inappropriate, or how in the heck do you actually think that way? So that's Darby, but he's the kind of person that you can't help but love him for it. He's sort of the comic relief in the film, and the most important thing to him throughout this movie is this group of people, this band, who is ultimately his family, and all he wants to do is play music with these people. That's his only mission in life, and so he's on board with it 100%. I'm actually a guitarist, so I've played guitar ever since I was a kid. I've dabbled in drums. I was in bands and stuff in high school, but I can maintain a beat. We'll put it that way, and I think it looks pretty convincing. So the editors did a very good job. It was a little bit of a different scenario becoming an executive producer on the project. Actually, I came on board the project in a traditional way. I auditioned for the role. I booked the role. I came out to do the film as an actor first, and then it wasn't until after the movie was complete that I came on as an executive producer. I'd become quite close with the production team and stuff like that, and we were talking, and yeah, I found that I could be of help towards the on the back end of the project. So I came on board as an executive producer, and yeah, I'm really, really happy I did it. It was a great experience. I was also lucky in the fact of I didn't have to wear two hats at once. So when I was acting in the film, I was able to solely focus on that. And then afterwards, I was able to solely focusing on the executive producer role. So it was good. I've produced films before. I've also directed, but I'm looking to be more involved and more active in content creation now. I'm in that process right now. So that is what I'm looking to do more of. Just ultimately what I want to do is I just want to make cool things with cool people at the end of the day. And that's where I'm headed right now. You know, it was really funny because none of that came into play on this set. What really came into play on this set was how close we all became. We all, from the very first moment we all sat down at the first table read, we all looked around the table at each other and were like, this is really going to work. You know, and there was an instant bond between everybody. There was never a moment where it was like, oh, you're so and so, and you're so and so from that thing and stuff. It was this. We were all just this tight knit group of people. It's like we really felt like we were establishing the relationship that you see in the film. Yeah, it was the favorite part about making this film. You know, aside from the obvious, it was a great script. It was a really fun character to play. I had a ball with it. But one of the biggest takeaways from this was the friendships that were made. You know, those are something that I took away, and we're still all tight. We still all talk, and yeah, so that was one of the major things I took away from this film. I think the message of this film, it's really it's the perfect time for a film like this, because we're in a time in the world right now where hope is quite limited. And this movie, it does serve you up a big batch of hope. And that's what I would like audiences to take away from this. I would like them, you know, to get all the feels, to laugh, to cry, and just to go away hopeful, and to have been able to be entertained for 2 hours.
Thank you for watching The Sarah Scoop Show. Head to sarahscoop.com for more.